Hey everybody, Nathaniel Bungie here for TechSession. Today I have for you the review of the Durovis Dive VR headset and the Durovis Dive Cardboard VR headset. Now, I've been using these for a couple weeks now, and I can just tell you right out of the bat, these are probably one of the favorite gadgets that I have reviewed on the channel yet, because they are unlike anything else that you could possibly dream of. They put you in places you'd never think you would be. They let you do things you would never think you could do. And they let you learn things you never thought could be learned. And it's just really cool. Now, I would assume any VR headset probably achieves the same thing, not just the Durovis versions, but this is what I was sent by Durovis to review, and I can't complain one bit. The cardboard one, first of all, works with Google Cardboard compatible applications because it is based off of Google Cardboard. As you can see down here, you have your code to scan the viewer profile. And this one is actually really simple. It just has the lenses built into a cardboard body. Your phone will snap into here. And then to make selections, they have a little clever implementation here. There's a little clicker. This clicker conducts your finger to the middle of your screen inside of the viewer, and what that allows you to do is to make selections on the screen, such as confirming something, okaying something, launching an app, etc., etc. So that's about it for this cardboard one. There's really not much you can say apart from it's light, it's cheap, and it's still really good. But on to the big daddy of what they sent me. This is the Durovis Dive VR headset itself. And first thing you'll notice is this is obviously a lot more hardcore than this one is here, because this one is made out of plastic and it has a strap on the back. Now those are the two main distinctive features about this compared to the cardboard. Now, the reasons you would go for this instead of the cardboard if you just want to have a casual viewing session is because of this nice comfortable padding here and the strap. The strap is actually very handy because what it allows you to do is to not have to hold your hands up to your face the whole time and make sure your phone is sitting there. What this allows you to do is to just snap your phone in right here, and then you do see you have this foam here to keep it safe, but then it just snaps shut and you strap it on your head and you're good to go. It'll just hold it there. And it's not going to be sliding around too much either, because you can see these little strips in here. These are kind of a grippy material. They don't pull your hair, which I was afraid of, but they don't pull your hair, which is very nice. And it's really easy to adjust, especially when you're using it. You just slide this thing back and forth and you can pick your fit. Speaking of adjusting things, these two lenses inside of here are supposed to be adjusted for a better fit. As you can see right here, you have these pegs which stick out on the outside, and what those let you do is you can move them forward and back to adjust your focus, and you can move them in and out to adjust, I guess, how far apart your eyes are on your head, and that will obviously affect what you're seeing on screen. And if you want to remove these, maybe to clean them, or if they break or whatever, all you do is you just pull it all the way in, and then it lifts right out like so. Now when you do reinsert these, you have to notice how the other one is inserted here, is you have the curved side facing the screen and the flat side facing you, the viewer, and then it'll just pop right back in like so. Now the nice thing about this is they included a little magnet that you just adhere onto the side of the Durovis Dive headset. What this allows you to do is make selections a lot more elegantly than with the little clicker on here. Now while this definitely works fine, it's not as fluid, not as pleasant to use as this magnet here is, because what you do is you pull it down and it's kind of like clicking a mouse. When it goes down, it makes a selection and you just let go. And that is done through a magnet, which is why it was called the magnet selection button. A couple nice things that Durovis has thought of, which just add to the overall feel of the device, the overall impression you get, is this little bit of grippy rubber in here. And what this will let you do is your phone will sit on here without sliding around as much. And that is especially nice because the glass side of your screen will be facing you, the viewer, be facing this way, and this will grab onto that glass without leaving any smudges or marks and just make your phone not slide around, because it is very important to keep your phone from sliding around while you're using a VR headset, because your head is going all over the place. I did look into this thing a little bit more, and it is indeed an iPhone case, which probably makes your smaller iPhone fit into here better. I didn't really pay attention to what it was for. I just did confirm this is for an iPhone. Something else that I should mention with both of these is they leave openings for your device's camera, which would be right here, and which would also be right here, because some apps support the pass-through of the camera, and other apps help to use that to track where you're looking. Speaking of tracking, one of the things that sets this apart from the other options is it has a dedicated app, the Durovis Dive app. And what that app allows you to do is have far more precise tracking of your motion through your VR headset. Because Google Cardboard, for example, might use limited gyroscope and camera input, whereas this will pretty much go all out through its app, and it'll use any sensor it can get its hands on, and it will give you a precise, fluid interaction. These two cases you saw at the beginning of the video, I had one on each, and like I mentioned in the unboxing video, they're just this soft, like fabric material, I guess. Nothing special. They're not soft touch or anything. I do have that inside out, I guess, but they both have this little Durovis tag on here, which looks really nice. And dive lenses can be cleaned with the provided bag. I never bothered to look at that before. That's kind of cool, because I was just wondering how you're supposed to clean that. Apparently you can just kind of go like that and wipe them off. And that's actually kind of handy to have, because they might get cleaned while they're in the bag during storage. So right here you can see it's just a simple string, and that will tighten up the bag and prevent your headset from falling out. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about VR in general, just because it's still one of the craziest things I have ever done. VR is insane. A couple of the apps I tried out included the Google Street View app, which allows you to see actual 360-degree spherical photos of places around you and throughout the whole world, and you really do feel like you're there. It is insane. Through the Google Cardboard app, they do have a little demo in there. What that allows you to do, for example, is open up Google Earth, and you can fly around a landscape which it has mapped out in 3D. And I think that is really cool, because you do feel like you're flying. It kind of freaked me out a little bit at first. But then I went ahead and I downloaded the VR roller coaster app, which was also really freaky, because there'd be times where you'd go past the post and you'd swear if you reached out your hand, it would get smacked off. And I did try that a couple times. It did freak me out. And let's just say the other people in the room were having a ball just watching me, because you really do look like an idiot when you're using VR, but in all honesty, you won't care just because you're having such a good time. Another thing that you can do with a VR headset is watch your recorded videos on your device, and this is not going to be 360 degrees or immersive. It's just going to play it through the viewer, which helps you to maybe get a little bit more immersed in what you're doing. But one of the more creepy things, though, that I did was download like a haunted house type of thing, and that genuinely scared the living daylights out of me. You'd be sitting there, you'd hear a noise, and you'd be like, oh, what's that noise? You turn around to look, and there's just terrible things behind you. I mean, it legitimately, you really feel like you're there. I know I keep saying this, but it's super hard to explain VR to somebody without them trying it for themselves, which is why I suggest you pick up this for yourself. It's really not too expensive, and you could also get a cardboard viewer like this from Durovis, which works just as well, but is not as nice, not as elegant and comfortable as this one. I will go ahead and leave links below in the description where you can pick this up from Durovis' website. VR is something incredible that everybody has to experience in the next couple years, especially because phones such as mine, the S6, have those 1440p displays, which ensures that you're going to have a crystal clear image. Because, for example, if you took like an iPhone and put it in here, you would have a terrible picture. But if you have a high resolution display such as the Galaxy S6 or any other flagship device for the most part, you're going to feel all the more like you are there in the action. So I would highly recommend you pick one of these up. It might be a little bit late for Christmas gift, but who knows, you could go ahead and pick one up for next year, maybe pick one up for someone's birthday. Father's Day will be coming up in a couple of months, as will Mother's Day, and you might want to pick it up for that, but who knows. All I'm going to say about this is if you are at all interested in VR, this would be a great place to get started. This was also my first experience with VR, and I do feel it is a great place to get started, especially at the price point. It's not too outrageous. Again, I will leave links in the description where you can pick this up. And until next time, this is Nathaniel Bungie from TechSession. See you later.